What documents do you need when you are selling your business? In this video, I will be going over some of the documents that you might need when you are selling your business. Now, to be perfectly honest, there are so many documents that you need when you're selling your business. I'm going to be referring to my course, which I normally go through with my coaching clients, with my clients when I'm advising them about selling a business. And this is not an exhaustive list because every single business is different, and they have to look at their particular business. But I'll be going over some of the things that you do need for every type of business, whichever type of business you are. So the first thing that you need is, of course, you need to find the statutory documents of your business, meaning the legal structure. So do you have the statutory stamp books, the stock certificates, the share certificates of your business? If you do have them, that's great. If you don't have them, can you get new ones made up? Okay. It's going to cost you some money to get that, but of course that proves that you own the business. There are things that you can do, like you have to sign extended warranties if you don't have them. But the best thing to do is actually get them remade if you can't find them at all. If you've had your business for the last 40, 50 years, sometimes you don't have them, you lost them, right? Everyone understands that, so you just get some new ones made up. Now, let me go into financial. So your legal structure around your business, you need to make sure that you have everything there. Have you got your board minutes, right? Have you got your board meetings recorded? Have you got all of those things there for, around your business to make sure that you're all compliant when it comes down to the organizational structure of your business? So the organizational structure, the legal structure of your business. The next thing that you need to look at is your financial documents. So the financial documents are absolutely necessary. You need to ensure that you've got all of your accounts and that they are easy to read. When I say easy to read, I mean they are done by good accountants, and you need to be able to understand your documents. If you don't understand your documents, how do you expect a buyer to understand the documents? And even if they understand the documents, they're going to question you on it to test you. It's an easy tactic used by buyers to negotiate, because sellers start to feel insecure. You'll start to feel insecure if you don't know how to read your numbers, or you don't know how to explain your numbers, or maybe your accounts team doesn't know how to explain the numbers. Have you shared your financial accounts with your accounts team, your accounts assistants, who will be questioned when you are selling your business? So that's really important. Your full financial documents, your full accounts, they need to be prepared and correct. You need to have your balance sheet and date up to date, or the most up-to-date balance sheet, I should say. Your P&Ls, your management accounts. You need to have management accounts. Monthly management accounts are the best. But even if you don't have monthly management accounts, quarterly management accounts will do. If you have them, that's great. The other thing is a cash flow statement. So a cash flow statement which documents everything that's happened, normally in the last 12 months at the very least, and also at least the next 12 months. If you've got that, 12 months either side of where you are right now, then that gives a very, very good impression to business buyers. And having your documents in order increases the valuation of the business, or if not increases the valuation, it keeps your valuation steady. Why is that? Because if you can show potential acquirers that you've got all of your documents in order, then that increases the credibility of you as a business owner, and the credibility of your team, and the credibility of your business in the eyes of the potential acquirer. And how fantastic is that? If you think that your business is worth X and they say that your business is worth X, and you actually achieve the asking price that you're asking for, that you're seeking. So the financial documents. Coming back to monthly management accounts or quarterly management accounts, they need to be there. Ideally, you want the P&L and balance sheet. These are very easily available nowadays, by the way, with the management accounts. You've got your softwares like Xero, Sage, Free Agent, and there's many QuickBooks. There's many out there, of course, that just have this click of a few buttons. Coming back to the cash flow statement. The cash flow statement should show the health of your business, because, of course, there's a famous statement, and I learned this from someone else, but it's a fantastic statement. They say, turnover is vanity, profit is sanity, and cash flow is reality. And cash flow is reality. How much cash do you have in your business? Because you could be a profitable business, but if you don't have cash, I'm sure you know this anyway, you can actually go out of business. There's many owners that they are always having to get external financing just to keep the business afloat. And sometimes when you're growing, you do need financing, of course. But if you're not growing at a substantial rate and you're running out of cash all the time, that's a red flag. So cash flow statement, if you have a cash flow statement and you keep an eye on that as a business owner, you can actually make really good, smart decisions for your business too. So that's great. Right, let me just look at this because there's so much again, which is in the documents that you need. Okay, fixed asset register. Fixed asset register is good because it shows book value in your business for the assets that you own. And you want to have a fixed asset registered, ideally something which has the current depreciated values of your fixed assets. And you don't need to put anything like, pens and pencils and stuff like that, but any of your main assets that you have. For example, if you're a manufacturing business, you're going to have huge machines and factory fixtures and fittings and so on, which are very expensive, and you need to have that listed. You have that listed, then the seller knows, the buyer knows that you are a professional business owner. So having a fixed asset register is really, really good, especially if it's got the depreciated values on there. A list of all of your customers and suppliers, right? And a list of your suppliers is good because it goes to show that you don't have too much concentration. If you've got too much concentration and you're relying on one supplier, or you're relying on one main supplier more than anyone else, what if they pull their supply from you? That's a risk. So having that documentation is really important. Having the documentation in terms of your customers. This is even more important because you can't have too much customer concentration. I would want to reduce customer concentration down to a maximum of 10%. So your largest customer shouldn't be taking more than 10% of your business, maximum 15%. If you've got more than 15%, then you want to try to attract more customers to ensure that, let's say for example, currently you've got a customer that accounts for 25% of your business. What you want to do is that you want to go and acquire more customers to reduce that down to at least 15%, if not 10%, to ensure you've got a good base of customers. That's for B2B. B2C, normally you've got a very, very wide range of customers and you don't have that issue but for B2B, that is definitely a consideration. So having a list of that, just so you can show. Now you don't have to have the list of the name of your customers because I'm sure that's sensitive information, especially around competition and so on. But you have an anonymized list, so you can say customer 1, 10%, customer 2, 5%, customer 3, whatever it is, and you go along like that. So that kind of documentation is really important. I think it goes without saying that your documentation for your staff members and your subcontractors, that needs to be in order. So have you got contracts for all of your staff members? Have you got contracts for all of your subcontractors that you work with, to ensure that when you're presenting your business to a potential buyer, then they know that, okay, everything is as it should be when it comes down to the people who are producing the revenue and ensuring that your business runs as a good business. So that documentation is also really important. Let's see if there's anything else I can pick up. Licenses and accreditations, especially if you're in a business in which you need licenses to operate, right? Or you need accreditations to operate. That's really important, especially if you're in the medical field or you're dealing with people. Then normally you need some licenses to operate in that. Or if you're dealing in the public sphere, then you normally need some licenses to operate in the public sphere. So that's really important, right? VAT in the UK and sales tax in the US. So all of that information, your taxation information, you need all of that. Come back to financial. We're going a bit haywire here at the moment, but I think, in the coaching, it's all laid out. I'm literally flicking through, it's on my iPad. So I'm flicking through this as much as I can to get that. Right, your property, if you operate from a premises, I think we'll keep this one as last. Ultimately, if you want to get all of this information in a nice, easy format, then you need to go and come on the coaching in which we can go through your business particularly. And that's the best thing. So let's leave it at property at the moment. If you're the freeholder, is the business the freeholder? Are you the freeholder as an individual? Is the freeholder of the property in another business? Is it in a trust? All of that needs to be sorted in the paperwork. If you're the freeholder, let's say for example you're the freeholder as personal, is there a lease with the business? Does the freehold belong in the business? All of these considerations, right? You need to make sure that it's all up to date. And generally speaking, a lot of buyers, they're getting financing to buy businesses. And financing also, if it's on a leasehold basis, meaning your business is on a leasehold basis, they don't provide financing for anything less than around about 6 years on the lease. So if you've only got 2 years left on your lease, then maybe you want to do a new lease, yeah, just to make sure that it's more attractive. So if you've got another 10-15 year lease out on your business, then that's great. And if you don't want to do it, because I appreciate many business owners, they're selling their businesses because it's coming up to the end of their leases with their landlords, and at that point they want to exit. But have a conversation with your landlord to say, okay, we want to sell our business, but of course we want to sell the business. Are you happy to negotiate, or are you happy to issue a new lease to a particular buyer? And if they are, get that in writing from the landlord. That's another bit of documentation, very, very important documentation, by the way. Get that in writing from the landlord. Say, right, I'm happy for a buyer to come in and have this on a 10, 15, 20 year lease, whatever it may be. So that's it for this video, but you do need a lot of documentation. The main things are, make sure you've got financials in order, you've got your legal structure in order, you've got your customers and your supplier contracts in order, you've got your staff and your subcontractors documents in order, and around property, and there's so much more, licenses and accreditations. Again, depending on your business, there may be other things that you need to have when you are selling your business. That will all ensure, again, that you can achieve a good valuation for your business and you don't get caught out. Because the worst thing can happen when a buyer does due diligence on your business and you get caught out, that you don't have this really important document, it could kill the whole deal. So I hope that helps. And again, if you want to find out more on how you can get some help, click the links in the description, go direct to the coaching or the other tools that I have available, and best of luck for your business exit.